What's up, everyone? Welcome back. And today we have a important topic that I'd like to discuss, and that is the topic of inner chaos, inner turmoil. Feel it going on inside of yourself. Usually we experience these things because of some external event that's triggered it. Something that brings up something from our past, something that brings up, it could be a childhood wound. A lot of the times it stems from something that happened in our childhood that is subconscious, it is lingering there. That is why I have a guide to removing limiting beliefs down below on my channel, because ultimately your inner stillness, your inner ability to converse with yourself, refine, define who it is that you want to be. What is this person that you want to be? You have the power. That is the power that God or the divine power or the universe or whatever it is that you want to call it has given you to be an autonomous individual here on this planet. And in today's day and age, when you are being brainwashed constantly by the media, by social media, by literally everything, your phone, you're scrolling, you go to work, your coworkers, toxic people in your life. It could be family members, it could be friends, it could be what you see on Netflix. It could be literally anything, right? We're constantly plugged in to this outer world. We're hypnotized by it. And if you do not take the time to go inside, go within yourself, and contemplate, who is the person that I want to be? What is the type of person that I want to be? You may find it valuable, as I have in the past, to journal these things out, write a list down of the qualities. Who is the ideal version of yourself? What qualities do they possess? See, the thing is, it's good enough for me to talk and watch these videos on this stuff, but if you do not take the time to actually do it, to actually implement it, so that you are now writing and imprinting down on a piece of paper who it is that you are becoming, you're going to end up a product of the environment that you were exposed to. And again, I talk about this a lot, but our environment is negative. It's super negative. You're surrounded by people at work that are gossiping, people that have nothing good to say, people that are saying, your friends, you go around them. And speaking from my experience as a guy, I feel like for some cases it might even be worse for women. But I've had guys that are it is very, very tough to find a genuine friend who genuinely wants to see your success. I can remember times where I have been in relationships with women or had relationships or friendships with other people. And the people that are jealous of me, people that are insecure with themselves, people that have their own whatever it is going on, that are maybe they're addicted to substance abuse. I had this guy friend back in the day that was he was on pills a lot, and he was drinking, he was an alcoholic, and a lot of people are. That's the sad thing about today's reality. And it seems to have gotten worse, even worse, after like post-quarantine and all this, because people really self-soothe with substances. And it's just so prevalent nowadays. It's something that is discussed a lot. I don't discuss a lot on this channel, but it's obviously something that is occurring. It's something that is happening in our culture. And this guy, I introduced him to his girlfriend. I brought him over. I had a lot of female friends at the time, and I brought him over to this girl's apartment where there's a bunch of girls pre-gaming and drinking. There was probably about 7 or 8 girls there, and I told him, hey man, have your pick. That was my way of being a homie, being like, hey bro, like I don't even care about any of these girls. Like you go for it. Like pick which one. And he ended up dating one of the girls from that for years. And he would constantly come around me and be like, Alex, what's up? Like, Alex, you're the man, blah, 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 blah. Super nice to me, to my face. But what I found out, what occurred later on, I realized that he was insecure. He was, like I said, he was on substances. His mind wasn't right. And I had these 2 female friends that I had brought around, and, we were talking. I was like engaging specifically with one of them, both of them maybe, and like kind of, like the process of getting to know them, like flirting and all of that. And what I found out was, because they are the ones that told me, And this whole thing was just so silly how it unraveled. But they're like, there's one night where I'm texting one of them or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, we're at, this friend of mine's place, and he's all like, don't come over, hands me a bottle of water as soon as I come over, because I was coming over like it's like a social thing, like, they're hanging out, like, what's up. And there was another guy there too, so it was like whatever. And the thing is, like, so what had happened was, the reason why he gave me a bottle of water when I came in was because he was like, oh, Alex is so thirsty, and he gave me this bottle of water as I come in. And I found this out later because the girls told me, because the girls liked me, and they revealed that to me. Now, you won't always have a situation like that where, the person that is aware of this kind of backstabbing thing, like, reveals to you that your friend did this or whatever, but it happens more than I'd care to admit, more than I feel comfortable admitting. And these acts of betrayal are prevalent in our culture, and you could say that, the culture's devolving and society's devolving and stuff, and that there is some truth in that. But I mean, at the end of the day, human nature is human nature, and people are going to do what they've always done. And you can read Robert Greene's books, the Laws of Nature, the 48 Laws of Power, and understand that people can be very psychologically manipulative and whatever. There's a dark side to human nature. It's good to be aware of these things. Not that you're going to go into every situation expecting the worst, but just so that you know what that looks like. And you now have a framework to deal with it when you run into manipulative people, liars, deceivers, deceptive people. And it's just good to go in with eyes open into a situation. The larger point that I'm making here, guys, is that with all of this being said, talking about your mindset, talking about crafting this world that you are living in, this reality that you want to make of your making, it is imperative that you are diligent, that you are, especially when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to yourself primarily, but when you have a relationship with somebody, the family unit must be prioritized above everything else. And in our current society now, it is a shame. It is absolutely tragic what has happened, because my friend was telling me this the other night when I was talking to him, that back in the 50s, 60s, whatever it was, if you were to account for inflation, the amount of money that the man would be bringing to the home as the sole breadwinner for the family was about what would be considered like $150K in today's standards, today's worth of money, right? And he would single-handedly bring this home, while the wife was able to be the caretaker of the home, the pillar at the home, of the nurturing force at home, to take care of the children, to instill them with the proper values, to be around the children so that they grow up straight like a tree. Love is not all about just being constantly, oh yeah, like so nice and all this and this stuff, and then you just give into your child's every single demands, or anybody, it could be your partner's every single demands. No, love is firm. Love is rooted in values and morality and what is right and what is true and honesty. And when you come at life with that framework and that frame of reference, that look, I am creating in my life the type of relationship that I want with my partner, the type of relationship, the type of home that I wanted to grow up in, the type of loving and healthy family where I can where my children will grow up to be healthy, self-actualized beings who are empowered, who have strength, who have values, who are virtuous, and who are beautiful inside and out. Then you are crafting your reality. You are crafting the vision for your life that you want it to be. And I'm talking about it with the family unit because everything starts in the family unit. Even if you don't want to have kids, your parents, the family unit, is what created your personality. Your personality is like this thing, and it needs to be carved out. It needs to be carved out like a diamond. It needs to be put pressure and molded and shaped into something beautiful and pure, just the same way that you see the trees right there, and they need to have those bands that they put on the trees or whatever so that they grow up straight and they don't grow crooked. And I just can't overstate the importance, because like I said, in today's world you have so much negativity, and there's all these trashy shows on Netflix. People are instilling the worst values. There's so much materialism saying, hey, he better put a ring on it, and he better do this, and blah blah blah. And there's toxicity with men as well, and it's just it's coming from all sides. Hookup culture, binge drinking, alcoholism, opioids, the opioid crisis. I mean, there's so much negative toxicity going on. And like I said, it's a shame, but that is the norm, okay? So if you just allow your environment, you go to work and you start drinking with your coworkers, hanging out with whoever the lowest rung of the people that you can find, what are you gonna get? You're gonna start absorbing that shit in your consciousness. And I don't wanna sit here and act all preachy and acting all holier than thou. I'm just telling you guys, the best way to grow and craft yourself into a being that is self-actualized, that is in alignment with, God or divinity, and being on your higher purpose, and being somebody of a moral fortitude, and somebody who does the right things and is grounded, but also connected to the spiritually divine, and being that best version of themselves that they can be, as we want to be on this channel, eating healthy, spiritually evolved, physically evolved, mentally evolved, right? That is the goal. The best thing you can do is to be very careful and monitor what you are intaking. Who are the people that you are spending your time with? What are the habits that they engage in? Do they engage in gossip? What do their relationships look like? What is it that they do with their free time? Are they going out drinking every single night? Are they going out and doing drugs every single night? What are the types of relationships that they have? What are their relationships with their family members? What are their relationships with their friends and past lovers? What are these people putting out? What is the track record that these people have? Then pay attention. What are you consuming online? What are you taking in from the internet? What are you watching on Netflix? Are you watching those BS TV shows, those reality TV shows, The Circle and freaking Too Hot to Handle and all that shit? Is that what you're taking into your consciousness all the time? And just in absolute garbage, trash? Are you reading books? Are you most likely, and what books are you reading? Are you into self-development? Are you into actually trying to learn from those who have conquered things in life, those who have done things and produced quality results in their life? Are you trying to get around those people and around those influences? And then be mindful. What are you eating? Are you eating trash? Are you eating garbage? Are you eating, and again, the alcohol thing, you are going to be cut off from your higher self by just being an alcoholic, like straight up. I mean, I've gone through phases, I'll be honest with you right now, where I was heavily drinking, and yeah, it's like part of your aware, it can be, I'm not gonna completely demonize alcohol. I think that it can be a fun thing. I think that it's nice to have a drink after work, relax, have a glass of wine with your partner, make a margarita, go out for a drink, whatever. I'm not saying that it's like I'm demonizing alcohol. What I am saying is that everything in moderation, right? It's the same thing. Like, you can go and eat a donut, you can go and eat a piece of cake, but are you stuffing your face with cake every single night? You got to be aware of these things. What are your proclivities? What are your vices? What are you engaging in that is actively destructive to yourself? Because that is why you are at war with yourself. And that is why we are in a spiritual warfare right now. And it is so important that you not only watch this video, but you actually give this some thought and introspection and reflect upon the choices that you're making and the people that you're surrounding yourself with, the influences that you are having in your life, the food that you are eating, the environment that you're in. Because unfortunately, as human beings, we are spiritual, but we are also physical beings. And so the things that we consume, the things that we are taking in all the time, it has no choice but to affect us. Most of us are not on that God level monk-like zone where we're just going to be completely unaffected by the people around us. I'm sorry to say it, we're not. We have to be very active in picking these things and curating our reality and our environment to be one that is conducive for growth, for health, and for love and compassion for one another, and for virtue. And like I said, you have that inner voice inside. You have that. You should, as long as you're not like a complete narcissist or a complete like some sort of antisocial psychopathy or some sort of disorder, you should have that inner voice inside your head. But it does get blurry when you start taking in all this bullshit. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. That Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, that voice of reason, it's there, it's silent. It's trying to say, hey, stop doing this. This isn't right. Deep down that this isn't right. So anyways, guys, Again, I don't want to come off as being preachy or anything. It's just something that there is this has been on my mind for years, and it's a long time that I've known that our current culture, the current society that we are in, if you allow yourself to passively just be at the result, at the effect of this environment that you're in, you will that is the types of results that you're going to produce. You will not be able to produce the types of results that you want in your life. You have to actively be very active with this. Root out that bullshit. And like, again, I have that book. It is down below. You are free to download it. It is an ebook that is absolutely free. You can type in the price that you feel you want to pay for it. You can type in whatever price you want. You can type in $0, right? You can get it for free. But if you feel like you want to donate $5, $10, whatever you think is worth for the value that you feel like I provide in these videos, the value that you will get from that, because I show you exactly step by step in a step-by-step process to get rid of the beliefs that have saturated into your subconscious that are running that programming. It's like a virus that you have installed, and then you keep reinforcing it by your environment. Like I said, toxic friends and associates and people in your life, and you get to go in there, find out what they are, find out what that virus, that malware is that's been installed on your programming, and actively root it out and replace it with the new thoughts and beliefs that are going to serve you. With that being said, guys, much love as always. I hope you guys are having a great, blessed, and beautiful day. And drop me a like if you found this video to be helpful. Hit me with a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are, and hit me with a subscribe if you've not done so already. And I will see you guys in the next video.